Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Chainsaw Man. Last time on Chainsaw Man, we had Arrival in Tokyo, where Denji was taken in by the lovely young woman Makima, and yeah, basically given the task of, you will slay devils, and if you quit, you are dead. And he was assigned to a team. We had his new boss, basically, Hayakawa, who... I mean, he's I guess you're kind of typical, you know, he's the really cool one. He's kind of the too cool for school guy. And, you know, he thinks, oh, he's this little punk and stuff like that. So Denji kicked him in the nuts like 5 times. So that happened. But then there's the other member of their team, Power. Another fiend type like Denji. Someone who basically has a devil inside of them. But she more has the devil's personality, so whoever that original girl is, long gone, it's just a devil, but she can work for Makima like Denji, so it all kind of works out. And then yeah, Denji realized that while he does have many great things in life, he can take a bath, he can hang out with a beautiful girl, he can eat decent foods, there's still something missing. There's still something that he can aspire to have. And the answer is boobs. Doesn't need to be anyone's in particular, because he's just happy for a good pair, but he is... The selectiveness comes with, do you want Power's boobs? Because that comes with a lot of crazy. Or you could go with the less crazy, I think, Makima, and get her boobs. So that's his goal is boobs. Anyway, take a drink, except don't, for every time that I say the word boobs in this episode, because it might be a lot. I've said it a lot now, but however, don't actually do that. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, don't actually do that, and I will not be held responsible if you wind up in a hospital and or dead because of that drinking game. So... with that said, the reaction is down in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Chainsaw Man. Here we go. I feel like this was written by a 14-year-old, but at the same time, like okay, it feels like an adult went to a 14-year-old boy and was like, "Hey, let me look at your dumb notebook," and it's like, "Oh, he's got like he's part devil. He's got his chainsaw dog, and he becomes a chainsaw man, and his goal is boobies. He's gotta get the boobies, so he's got the cute girl and the crazy girl, and she was naked for a while, and she had a cat. Now she's not naked, but he still wants the boobies." And the adult was like, "Yeah, okay, I can make this work." Wrote a manga, sent it. You know, eventually it got to Mappa, and Mappa was like, "Yeah, we can have the greatest animation of all time in this. Don't worry." It's like somewhere out there. Now, it's not fully, and I have to preface that because, like, a 14-year-old would just have, if it was up to the 14-year-old, A, there would be no Hayakawa, and B, Makima and Power would never have clothes, you know? There would always be something that gets rid of their clothes, or something, you know? So, but this 14-year-old definitely wants to be dominated. This is getting weird, but definitely, just Makima. Well, even just down to, or forget about the domination part about it, even though Makima definitely gives off those vibes. She is definitely on top. But then I just like the dynamic that they have. It's like, nope, they're a family. You now have Denji and Power, who are the young siblings. You got Hayakawa, who's the, you know, older sibling, who's, you know, again, the sort of too cool for school guy. And then you have the mother, Makima, you know? The mother who commands absolute respect from all of them, you know? So that was fun. But yeah, this is ridiculous. And again, it's a thing of like, I'm glad we had the discussion last episode. For those of you who didn't watch it, basically I had to go through my own character arc, basically, because I went into that episode taking it a little too seriously, and now, like, I had to talk it through, and now I'm at the point where I should be with Chainsaw Man. I can't take this seriously, but in a good way, you know? I am supposed to think that this is the dumbest thing on God's green earth, and it is. But it is also very interesting and very cool, you know? I mean, just the big thing in this episode, you know? Denji, he will do anything to get Meowy back because he wants those titties. He has found an opening to Power's titties, and he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for that. I had to write titties in my notebook, you know? And last week I had to write boobs. It's like, but that's Chainsaw Man, I gotta do it. So, and even though Power is ridiculously crazy, she's interesting. I like her. I like her as the sort of, you know, honestly, just the crazy one. Like, that's just a fun contrast, especially, you know, with Denji and Hayakawa, that she's just, yep, she's the crazy little sister, you know? But yeah, but that's really fun. I did like the discussion of, you know, why does Makima put so much faith in Denji, you know? And I like how she says, you know, different words and different names become feared throughout the world. So a demon with those names, you know, that creates different levels of strength, you know? And if you had a coffee demon, that's not really that scary, you know? But a chainsaw demon, that's terrifying, you know? So that's just a little bit of insight as to why she is putting so much faith into Denji, you know? So and just the fact that he is, you know, he's only part devil, and even different from Power, you know? So, but I mean, that's the thing, is you can't even be like, well, he's a fiend, but, you know, he doesn't have the devil's personality, which is why she accepts him, because she still accepted Power, you know? But yeah, so it's interesting. I'm curious to get more of what, like, pretty much like what goes on in Makima's head, you know? But Hayakawa also had a good point of, you know, he said he wants to be friends with a demon. That makes him a naive fool. And to be fair, that's true, because that's how he got into that situation, because Power led him astray, you know? But he still sympathized with Power, and she sympathized with him, you know? The thing of, oh, you know, you'll never be able to pet Pochita again. Now I get it, you know? Now I get it. And he looks at her and is like, you know, she's doing this. Like, she didn't just do it to do it. She did it to save Meowy, you know? And he understands it. So I like that sort of empathy between each other. Now, I have a feeling that Power is not dead. I mean, he didn't even chew her, so he just swallowed her whole. So I was kind of waiting for a moment where she would bust out of him, but we gotta have a nice Denji fight scene. So yeah, so that was interesting, and yeah, just good. I mean, again, in a show that I'm like, I can't take this seriously. This is like the dumbest 14-year-old story ever. There's some interesting stuff. There's some good stuff in here. And yeah, definitely the sympathy that the connection that Denji and Power have now created, you know? So, that's really interesting. I mean, it does make you wonder if she's going to go through with the deal. Granted, if Meowy is dead and she didn't get Meowy back, then, you know, deal might be off. But, because that also brings up the question, it's like, well, if she completes the deal and he touches the boobies, is his goal going to be complete? Or not? Or is that just going to whet his appetite and he's going to want more, and especially he's going to want Makima's. So, I don't know. I have to go into this questioning, I don't know, is he going to be satisfied with touching Power's boobs? That is a question that we have to have in this anime, but here we are. And then we had a great fight scene of Denji versus the Bat Demon. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Just great animation. And, I mean, I gotta say, MAPPA is such a great animation studio. See, the thing is, I'm very tempted to just read the rest of the One Punch Man manga, or catch up with it. But I do know that MAPPA is working on season 3 of One Punch Man, so I'm really holding out on that because I'm very curious as to how good MAPPA is going to do that, and I think MAPPA, they also do Jujutsu Kaisen, which I do plan on reacting to that at some point. Most likely when I finish JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which should be towards the end of the year. And then I know they did... well, I know that technically they're still doing Attack on Titan the final season, as well as Attack on Titan the final season, Part 3, Part 1, and Part 3, Part 2. Which, of all the problems that I have with that season of Attack on Titan, the animation is not one of them. So yeah, MAPPA is still killing it with Attack on Titan. Maybe not the release schedule, but the animation is still pretty solid. But yeah, just any episode, and again, just even in the end credits, in the ED, it's like, okay, yeah, we got another band to do another song for the ED. And we have to do a completely brand new sequence for it with all this, crazy coloring and line work and everything. And it's just, the only thing they basically get to reuse is the opening. That's the only thing that hasn't changed over 3 episodes. So yeah, that's a really interesting thing that they chose to have a new ED every single episode, but that's dedication, man. That's dedication, and I'm glad they do it because it's so good, So yeah, where is this going to go from here? Is Meowy okay? Because I'm pretty sure Power's okay, but is Meowy okay? Maybe not. But even if not, there is now that connection between Denji and Power. So, but the big question: is he going to be able to touch them titties? It sounds weird when I say it. It sounds weird when he says it. Let's just face the facts. It sounds weird when anybody says it, but yeah, I don't know. We will have to see, I guess. We will have to see. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from Scimitar Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Chainsaw Man reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.